Hello, my name is Jesse, and today we'll be covering how to add or remove a service using the Nagios XI API. In terms of using the API to add or remove services, the syntax is very similar to adding and removing hosts. If you haven't watched that video, I recommend you watch it first. So I've generated a test host called test API host apply, and this is the host that we're going to be adding services to and removing them from. So this is our target host in this demonstration. You can see that it has no services because it doesn't have this blue leaflet icon next to it, which indicates service status details. So currently this host has 0 services, but it is the one we'll be testing against, so let's get started. I'm going to open a new tab using the help menu up here. So I'm opening this help menu in a new tab, going to config reference, and this is the API documentation. Highly recommended, it's very good documentation. And go to postconfig/service. So this is our example curl command. It lists all of our potential options here. And this is what we'll have to run to get a service implemented in Nagios XI via the API. So we'll go ahead and do that on the command line. So I'll open up a command line. This is actually the XI box itself. It's worth noting that these API calls can be done remotely, of course. So you can do them remotely via an automation system or whatever you'd like. And this is that curl command I was talking about. So we target a host name, we target a service description, and give a bunch of service options as well. After we've given all of these options, we run an apply configuration to make sure that that service is generated on the Nagios XI server. So we'll run this command. You can see successfully added test API host apply ping to the system. So ping is the service we've added. Now let's just check and see. Yep, looks like it's automatically updated, and we can see this blue leaflet. Clicking on it gives us access to the ping service. So we'll click on the ping service. We can force an immediate check just to make sure that this ping command does process properly. So you can see it's in a pending state, still in a pending state, and now we have a ping is okay, return time is good. So that's about as easy as it is to add services through the API. And just to kind of give you an overview of what's going on in that curl command, here we have, I've kind of broken it down into little categories. Looks similar to adding a host, but there are a couple of other options, namely host name needs to be added because services must be attached to hosts. And then you have service description, the check command that you'll be running and all of the arguments that you'll be running with it. Note that they need to be escaped. The exclamation points need to be escaped. And we have intervals, max check attempts, etc., all the way down to your apply config. So this can be modified to suit your needs. But this is a very simple example of how to add a service using the XI API. Now, if we want to get rid of that service, it's even simpler. So let's take a look at it on the command line first. You can see we're targeting the test host API, the test API host apply host as the host name, and then we just have to call out a service description of that service to delete. So if we run this on the command line, it says it's successfully removed the ping service from the system, the config was applied, and Nagios was restarted. And again, it restarts because we have this apply config equals 1 at the end. Now, if I refresh this page by clicking on view the service status details for this host, you'll see that it has no services whatsoever. So we can go back to that host by entering host here, and you can see the host still exists, but its service was taken away. Again, just a brief overview. You target a host name and you target a service description, and that is all that is necessary to separate those services from the rest of the services on your system. So this is all the more granularity you need to remove services from Nagios XI using the API. And if you have any questions about the API or other questions, feel free to contact us at the support forum. It's at support.nagios.com/forum. Otherwise, feel free to check out our related content at the YouTube channel. Thanks.